Hello. You're 20 years old living alone in an apartment your parents are paying for studying at university. Life's pretty good, but you're struggling to get some girls on your Gahungazoid. Silver lining is you do have a girlfriend and she is kind of cute, but she, for whatever reason, does not want to get on your Gahungazoid. You try holding hands, she says no. You try getting her drunk and she says no. You try making literally any advancements in what is your first relationship and she dumps you and blocks you on everything. This sucks. Life sucks. You're down on your luck and you just really need some coochie at the end of the day. As a result, you may be so down in the dumps you consider doing what is possibly the worst, most shameful, lack of self-respecting decision you could possibly make in this situation. Renting a girlfriend. Hey guys, Korawa Eden here. This is the situation our main protagonist, Kazuya, finds himself in the beginning of Rent a Girlfriend. If you don't know, Rent a Girlfriend is a new anime airing this summer season that I happen to be extremely fond of. And hey, I want to make you extremely fond of it too. With that previously mentioned premise in mind, it wouldn't take all that long to see the discourse of this anime devolve entirely into simp jokes. I can already see r/animes having a field day with this one. However, there are genuinely interesting and overlooked aspects of Rent a Girlfriend that I feel the need to put a little bit of a spotlight on. We'll get into those specific aspects in just a second, but first and foremost, what is Rent a Girlfriend? Rent a Girlfriend is a manga by Reiji Miyajima. I actually originally read this manga when Paolo from Tokyo made his video about a day in the life of a manga creator. It's a really interesting video that shows a day in the life of the mangaka of this series. The manga is a pretty typical rom-com harem drama type of ordeal that we've seen before and will see again. You have the main character Kazuya, who's your generic loser boy. You have the confident and brash female lead Chizuru, and the three side girls that everyone will end up loving but know deep down in their hearts they'll never win the MC. Mami, who exists for the sole reason of being a cunt. Ruka, who is a cute airheaded possessive mess of a person that causes trouble everywhere she goes. And Sumi, she's shy or something. I threw a word out there just a bit earlier and that was typical. Rent a Girlfriend gets a little bit of shit for being typical, and to a certain extent I agree. The character tropes are nothing new and this is still a rom-com where happy little coincidences run rampant. But in literally every other stretch of the imagination, I cannot call Rent a Girlfriend a typical harem manga. Last season I made a video recommending Yesterday o Utate, and one of the most interesting aspects of that anime is the time period it takes place in. It's a manga that first started serialization in 1997, getting an anime adaptation in 2020. By all means, the fact that the characters don't have internet, don't have smartphones, and live these everyday aspects of their lives in a way I could never personally imagine is an interesting scope for the anime to hone in on. Where am I going with this? Well, Rent a Girlfriend is the exact antithesis of Yesterday wo Utate in this regard. In my opinion, one of the most interesting aspects of Rent a Girlfriend is its modern approach to romance. I don't mean to sound like the world's biggest boomer or something, but us youngins are always on our damn phones. And Rent a Girlfriend realizes that and makes strong use of it. The entire premise of the anime spawned because of a girlfriend rental app, a commentary on something new and weird in Japanese society. The cornerstones of this anime are built upon the modern day struggles people find themselves in trying to get into a relationship. I don't think I have to go too far into detail with how fucking stupid it is dating in the modern era. Conversations between characters via texting apps add a never before seen level of relatability that actually made me really like the main character, Kazuya, when most people who read this manga cannot stand him. The fact that for New Year's the only person who texted him was his friend with the word penis lol is so fucking beautiful and relatable that I just have to get out of my seat and clap. Gimmicky stuff like this is utilized across the entire manga, and I'll save you some examples to avoid getting too spoilery. The point is, I fucking love it. The other thing that Rent a Girlfriend is uniquely good at is just being insanely bombastic. I mean, take for example how much happened in the 20 minutes of episode 1. We met our main characters, introduced the rental app service, went on 2 dates, met the main character's grandmas and found a strong understanding of why Kazuya is as desperate as he is. Then Kazuya went full circle and decided to better himself and his future, and they ended up finding out they go to the same school. That is one hell of a mouthful, and I like having my mouth full. Please don't take that out of context. This fast pace featured in the first episode is never going to go away with this manga as it continues to be adapted, and I will love that. I typically find it harder to get into slow burners like Monogatari, for example, so something like this is 100% up my alley. There's times where I was scrolling on my phone reading these chapters that I felt like I couldn't breathe because of how much the story just stacks on top of you. And I specifically avoided saying this because it's one of the things I talked about in my last video about this manga, and I wanted this to be a little bit different, but just to quickly slap on the tail end of the video, the university setting is extremely interesting and a breath of fresh air from high school cringe. And the art style, in the manga at least, we'll see how they continue to translate it over, is extremely expressive and leaves me with a smile on my face very often. I mean, just look at her. She looks like a fucking owl. That's hilarious. I love Chizuru. So, just to reiterate, Rent a Girlfriend has a unique approach to romance anime because of how it's able to capitalize on the uncomfortable and genuinely stupid aspects of romance in the modern era. That, tied with its extremely fast-paced and bizarre situations that just jump from one another, really leaves me thinking one word while watching it: exciting. Rent a Girlfriend is pretty freaking awesome, and I really think you should watch it. Alright, see you later, gamers. What's up? Hope you liked the video. Huge thanks to Capitan, Cola Yusha, Creamy, Ernesto, Inakways, Jonathan Ermina, Nuo, Shitsubo, Stanley Mike, Sayara Kurima, Tristy Fristy, and all my other patrons on patreon.com.